Today on Run of Show, I'm thrilled to welcome Emily Spears, the event specialist with the Greater Pensacola Chamber of Commerce. Emily plays a key role in shaping and supporting the Chamber's vibrant lineup of member events, from biweekly professional networking gatherings to ribbon cuttings that celebrate new and growing businesses in the region. Before bringing her event expertise to the Chamber, Emily built a foundation in arts administration and event coordination, where her passion for seamless experiences and community connection really took shape. Her background gives her a unique perspective on how thoughtful planning and engaged networking help businesses and organizations thrive. We'll dive into her journey in event management, what goes into making chamber events impactful, and her vision for building stronger community ties through strategic gatherings that bring people together. And a special thank you to this season's title sponsor, Roxy, and her band Password Reset. Her company, Crystal Soundstage Productions, is your go-to for live sound, production support, and creating unforgettable experiences at your events. I appreciate you so much. Let's jump in. First, I wanted to thank you for being on the podcast.
Aww.
I'm so excited. It's my goal to get every one of the ambassadors eventually to be. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But tell me about you personally. Are you from Pensacola?
I am from Pensacola, born and raised. My parents are also from Pensacola. Their parents are not, but
But are they from close by, your grandparents?
They're from all over, Michigan, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
One was born in California, I think, so all over, but my parents are from here, and so me and my siblings all grew up here. So I, went to Washington High School, went to University of West Florida. But yeah, I don't plan to leave.
Yeah.
I love it in Pensacola.
Now, I hope you don't mind me asking, but you're younger than me. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. Okay, that's
Yes.
you're still young, but you're not 20.
Yeah. So I've been in the career world for a couple of years, but not too long. I'm still learning. But
And so are you in school? You graduated from school?
I'm graduated from school. I went to UWF, like I said.
Okay.
I graduated in 2021, so the year after COVID.
Right.
And we got to walk on the Blue Wahoo Stadium field because of COVID, which was really exciting. But the story behind my college experience is really interesting if you'd like me to share.
Absolutely. I love it.
So my background is mostly in theater. So I did theater in high school and I loved it. And then when it came time for college, I was like, I was getting, having all these voices in my life, like you need to do something that's, smart and makes money and financially sound. And I was like, okay, theater's out. Even though I loved it, I was like, I can't do that.
That's not where the money is, huh?
Yeah, right. So, but it all turned out okay. So for me, I'm a believer in Jesus. And so for me, praying and asking and seeking, what should I do was really important. So I went into college with no major. And I was like, okay, I know I'm supposed to be here. I got scholarships. I know I'm supposed to be here, but I don't know what to study. And I would have to go to these first year advisor appointments. And they're like, okay, maybe try this. We really need you to declare a major. And I was like, God's going to tell me what to do. So I don't need to declare something just to do it. I'm going to pray and it's going to come. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get an answer for sure. A little nervous in my head. But I was like, no, God's going to come through. So second semester of my freshman year, God showed up and showed me all these signs that I needed to do arts administration, which I'd never heard of. To make a really long story short, I set out my second semester. I went to this young adults group at a church that I don't even go to. And the first person I start talking to is this girl named Mary Kate, who became one of my best friends. And she is like, yeah, I go to UWF too, and I study arts administration. And I was like, what's that? That sounds kind of interesting. Because I had done kind of behind the scenes theater stuff in high school as well as performing. And I loved the back end administration side. So she was like, it's business communications, and then you can pick theater, gallery art or music, and she did theater. So it caused you to be involved in the business department, marketing, all of that stuff, communications, and then also the art side. So the idea is that you could be an administrator for a theater company or something like that. Right, yeah. So she starts telling me about this. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting, but I didn't think about it for myself. And then just things started happening, like lots of little details. And I started to realize, wait, this is for me. Like it was a divine appointment that I met this girl at this thing. So I declared arts administration as my major, but my degree is interdisciplinary humanities, arts administration as the major.
Okay.
So
fancy.
It's like, I just say arts administration.
Yeah.
So I took the theater classes, I took stage management, which was really interesting. And it's funny, I kind of ended up in events on accident. Like I didn't set out to get into events, but one of my career projects in middle school, I put that I wanted to be an event planner because I was like, well, I'm good at details. I like events. Like that's cool. But it was middle school. I didn't like set out on this journey to do that. So I graduated from college in 2021. I nannied for a year because I didn't really know where to go with my degree. Kind of lost. I feel like that's a lot of people when they get out of college.
Right.
What do I do now? Exactly. So I felt like God told me during that year, like, you need to get a job as an admin assistant. And I was like, that's interesting. Like, that's kind of baseline. Like, it's not exactly what I studied, but I'm good at administration.
Right.
So I'll do it. And also in that year, I stage managed a show that my friend wrote, and we did it down at the Rex Theater downtown. And it was a Christmas show. And it was like, stage management is like event planning. Like it's like you do all the behind the scenes stuff. You do all the communication for all the performers and actors and artists. And then once the show starts, everybody sees everything you worked at behind the scenes. Right. And so I like to say that events management is like stage management, which is what I studied in college. And that's what I get to do every day at the chamber. Right. But I got a job as an admin assistant 1 year out of college at Pensacola State College Foundation. And when I went into there, I didn't know that they do events. I didn't realize it was like fundraising and all of that. So I get this job as an admin assistant at PSC. And then they realized that I really loved events, and we did a lot of events. And then I got promoted into event coordinator. So I was there for about 3 years. And then it was kind of time to transition. I had learned a lot there. And that's when I came to the chamber about 8 months ago. Yeah. So here I am today. I love it.
You love it.
Yeah. So it's events. I get to coordinate events and do details and keep my checklists and my notes, and it comes easily for me, and I love it.
Right.
So,
yeah. Well, you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Because, I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into events. Like you said, it's definitely a production, which the name of the podcast is called Run of Show.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to explain it to people. that timeline that you have, that this goes and that goes, that's called a run of show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, my story's perfect for this podcast.
Yes, absolutely. Tell me, what are your favorite things about doing events with the chamber specifically, now that you're here?
With the chamber specifically, you get to meet so many people. You get to meet people that are small business owners, like all of our ambassadors. You're one of them. Our big business people, so like our Florida Blues and our hospitals and all, like people at every level of the community. And so with doing events, I'm communicating with sponsors, with event attendees, with like kind of the whole spectrum of everything, and then getting to produce these events that everyone gets to come and enjoy and learn about what's going on in Pensacola, network with each other. Like I can really see the fruit of what I'm doing.
Right.
So.
Well, how was it getting started? Was it a struggle for you at all, or did you just jump right in?
At the chamber?
Yeah.
So coming into the chamber, I didn't know what to expect. I knew that it was events, but it was kind of like I was put in charge of a lot more than I had at my last job. And so it was a bit of a learning curve, and making my systems and getting my checklists in order. And I like to say, once I've done an event once, it's a lot easier to duplicate it because we do a lot of the same events year to year. So I'm almost where I've done every event once, and I have the checklist and I wrote the notes. But coming in, there weren't a lot of notes. So it was just kind of like, okay, what works? What doesn't work? Asking a lot of questions, and then going and seeing how the events would run, and then polishing kind of my systems to make them work better.
Make
to
it
have,
yours.
To be really efficient and have everything where it needed to be.
Is there any event that, I know what one of my favorite events is, but is there an event that sticks out so far as your favorite?
I really loved our annual meeting last year. It was in September, and that's an annual event to celebrate the chamber. It was the 135th, which is, it's crazy that the chamber's been around since the 1800s.
Right,
like in Pensacola, it's the oldest chamber in Florida,
oh, wow.
I believe.
I think
that's
so
a fact. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
We'll double check it.
But annual meeting was my first big event at the chamber. We have PACE Awards coming up next month, so that'll be even bigger. But annual meeting was a lot of like DIY. A lot of our stuff wasn't hired out. So we hired a caterer, we had a venue, but like the balloon arches and chopping the roses and all of the branding, our new digital media specialist, Olivia, she's amazing. She came on right before annual meeting. So before she came, I was kind of helping head up all of the graphic design and all of that for annual meeting. So I kind of feel like that was like beginning to end, like such a process and such a growth journey for me to be able to, you know, have a vision. And I mean, my boss at the time, Megan Boggs, she's amazing. She's no longer with the chamber, but she was a really big mentor for me in that process. Just kind of being like,
fabulous.
She's amazing. And so being like, have you thought about this? Have you thought about how we're going to do this? And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, I'm going to get on that. And so she really helped me along the way to kind of put that event together. But like seeing the vision come to life, it was like on such a big scale. There were over 200 people at that event.
Really?
And it was really exciting to see it all come together, and I'm so proud of it.
Yes. Well, I was going to say what my favorite event was that event last year. It really was. It was just beautiful, and it's the Sanders Beach Community Center, and it overlooks the water. And I'm standing there. I forget who I'm standing next to, Trevor or someone. And we're looking out at this view, and I'm like, can you believe this is our life? This is our, you know, this beautiful event at this beautiful venue. It really was just beautiful. I took a lot of great pictures.
I had the same thought. I'm like, everything's set up and people are starting to arrive, and you kind of sit back because when you've done all the planning and then it kind of gets quiet and you get to enjoy what you did, it's like...
That's a recurring theme that I hear from people who do events, is that's one of the biggest moments for them, is when they get to sit back and, you know, see everyone so happy and everybody's just, yeah.
It really pays off.
Yeah. So tell me about some struggles that you've had, though.
Let's see. I mean, there have not been none. I feel like getting acclimated in a new place with new people, learning new personalities, creating those systems. Like, you know, I had systems at my last job. I had checklists, and then coming in, like learning what works, what doesn't work. And not every organization is the same. And the things that worked at my last position might not work here. And so working out the kinks of all of that.
What's one thing that tripped you up most?
Let me think. Nothing's coming to mind at the moment.
Everything's roses.
I think it was just not having checklists. I think it was not having, you don't know what you don't know. And so like for annual meeting, I'm trying to think of an example of something I didn't think about. Well, I'll give a silly example. When we're at annual meeting, we had our layout. We had, you know, how we were going to set it up. The podium was going to be to the far side of the stage. We get there, we're setting up, and my HDMI cord wouldn't reach from the podium to the box where you plug it in on the floor. And I was like, okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Executive decision, because it just would mess up the whole flow. We had like a balloon arch and like big marquee letters. And, you know, from a visual perspective, it just wouldn't have been as nice. And I was like, well, we don't have an extra long HDMI cable, so it's not going to work. And my boss at the time was like, Walmart delivery, we're going to get an HDMI cable that works so that we can fix it. And so we made that adjustment, and it was beautiful. But those like not panicking moments, you know, where you could just, I don't know what to do. You just stay calm, even if you don't feel calm on the inside, and you project calmness, you project, this is what we're going to do. And then sometimes someone comes alongside with a better idea, and it's like, we're going to go with that. But
that's great.
But learning to adjust, I guess, has been something I've learned a lot.
Adjust on the fly. It may work out. That's one of the things I was talking with someone about, is all the little things that you collect along the way on your journey, like the microphones that I use, or the adapter for this, or the adapter for that, or the plug for that. And until you actually are going through it, and you'll learn on your own. But then when you get together with other people, like, have you thought about that? Like the microphones that I use,
when I first started the podcast, not the best microphone.
Yeah.
And then I got these, but I could only find 2. And then we were setting up for a ribbon cutting here. And you had the one with the 4. I'm like, what?
You're like, what is that?
Take a picture of it. Like, I researched, and then couldn't find one that I liked at least. And then you come along with, I'm like, oh, that's it. That's the one I'm getting next.
We learn from each other.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, what works, what doesn't work. I think when you're in events, when you go to events, you always look at how they do it. Like I can't, and I do this with theater too, because I was in theater for so long, but you go and you're like, I love how they did this. I would have did this differently. Like, I really want to try that next time. This decor idea was amazing. And you take pictures and you duplicate.
Right.
We all steal from each other. It's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, I wouldn't steal. I would say
we borrow.
We borrow.
We take inspiration.
Yes,
there we go.
Take
we don't
inspiration.
steal.
I love it. We take
not
inspiration. Yes. We inspire each other. I love that. I love that.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Run of Show. And a special thank you again to this season's title sponsor, Roxy, and her band Password Reset. Her company, Crystal Soundstage Productions, is the team you can count on for live sound, production support, and unforgettable experiences at your events. You can find Run of Show on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Be sure to subscribe and share. It truly helps the channel grow. Now, let's get back to our conversation with Emily.
So what are your best tips and tricks for holding a great event? Do you have any favorite tools that you like?
Honestly, I have a checklist template. I know I've mentioned checklists a bunch of times while I've been here, but
you're not the first person. That's the other one.
It's a staple.
Thing. Yeah, checklist.
So I have a checklist for like every event, and I have like templates for it. So I'll duplicate it, but it's like, what is the event? Where, when, who's involved, who are the sponsors, and then it's like, what do I need to take? What's the countdown? Like, 3 months out, I need to do this. 2 weeks out, I need to make sure I have all the names for everybody who's coming. Like, follow up with this person, schedule your balloon arch. Like, it's all in like a countdown sort of. So when I go to the event, there's like day of things, and I'll like put stuff in bold or highlight it and be like, don't forget this. And I carry that around with me. I always have a binder at events that's like, if you have an insurance policy for the venue, if you have, the run of show, that all those day of paperworks, I keep it in a binder and I take it with me. So if anyone's like, do you have an extra script? I'm like, here you go. And then I can reference, if I don't have my laptop on me, I can always reference that. Just staying detailed and organized, but not stressing and overthinking, because that can be something that I've learned to not do. Just if you all have it right here, then you don't have to you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're like, what am I forgetting? You don't have to worry about that. It's on the paper.
It's on the paper. We love paper.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love my checkoff list too. Absolutely. I made a checkoff list to hand out for the podcast. I'm like, when I was doing some research on how to do a podcast, all the research is the same. Think of a channel name. I'm like, that.
You're like basic.
And I was like, okay, so here's what you to put it through this, put it through that, put it through the other. But the thing about it is, each one of those checkoff lists, that was a whole nother thing that happened itself, like the bumper and the slide and all the things. But you talk about having the binder. It sounds a lot like wedding planning. Have you ever done wedding planning?
I haven't actually, but I am coordinating our digital media specialist wedding in December. So that'll be my first wedding gig. It might become a thing, but I have a friend who does a lot of day of coordinating for weddings, and she's told me, like, you're cut out for this. Like, this could be a side hustle. This could be something you get into. And it does sound really fun. It's just the fear of the unknown. Like, I've never done that before. I don't know. So just doing research into that, like, it's definitely something I might consider doing more of in the future.
With weddings, they plan a whole year out. With the chamber, I mean, there's some that are annual, but do you think about them that far in advance?
Well, I'm working on the contract for our annual meeting next September, like right now. So that's pretty far in advance. But once you sign the contract and do the deposit, you kind of don't have to think about it again for a little while. So you're kind of like, you have your checkpoints for things over time. But then as you get closer, like Pace Awards is number one. Good Morning Pensacola is every month almost. And so those are the ones I'm really focusing in on. But then there's golf tournament right after that in May. And so that'll be the next really big one. And then the little, Chamber 101 orientations here and there, and the business after hours are sprinkled in, but some require less attention than others. Yeah. So kind of just keeping track of the big picture and then honing in on what's next, what's upcoming as you
do them again and again, it'll get easier. It gets easier. How many events do you say you have each month?
Oh, let's see. We have Good Morning Pensacola, Business After Hours, that's every month. And then we have the Pensacola Chamber Connect networking group is 4 times a month. So there's that. So maybe 6 if you count the smaller ones, 7 if you have a big one, First Responders Appreciation or PACE Awards. So 6 or 7.
All the ribbon cuttings.
Ribbon cuttings. Oh, I forget about ribbon cuttings. We have tons of those. So add in 5 of those every month at least.
Oh, that's great. Which means the chamber is growing. Do you know how many members we have?
It's somewhere over 1,000, I believe. I don't know exactly. We get new ones every month. Or every week, really.
That's
great. Will is amazing.
Well, it says a lot that the chamber is growing, but also says a lot that Pensacola is growing and getting more involved in that interconnectedness.
Yeah.
So tell us, what is the best way for people to get a hold of you?
You can email me at espears@pensacolachamber.com. That's my email address. That's probably the best way to have. I like to have things in writing, so if I can go back and reference what we talked about. But otherwise, the Pensacola Chamber Instagram has a lot of information. Our Facebook page, and we are on LinkedIn also. So get in touch with me. Get in touch with the chamber.
Absolutely. I did want to give a quick shout, and you can give the shout about needing speakers for the lunch.
Oh, yes. Pensacola Chamber Connect. We are scheduling speakers. There's a wait list for it. So if you want to get involved in Pensacola Chamber Connect, come to our bi-weekly meetings. Members and non-members of the chamber are invited, but once you've attended twice, we ask that you become a member because it's for members. And then that you keep coming, and as you keep coming and develop those relationships, you can have a speaker spot. So if you would like to have one of those speaker spots, Tanya's been our speaker more than once, and she's a big volunteer for the group. Send me an email and we'll get you situated.
Okay, what words of wisdom would you like to leave our listeners with?
Let me think.
At your young 6-year-old age.
my few years of experience. I mean, for me, following Jesus in everything that I do, I mean, that's foundational for me. If you don't know Jesus, pray.
What would Jesus do?
Exactly.
It's still a thing.
But practicals, I mean, stay organized, keep your lists, and be a member of the Pensacola Chamber.
Be a member of the chamber. That's the best advice at all.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we have a great time, and our CEO, Todd's great, and Will is amazing, Olivia and Trevor.
I love everybody here. Everybody's
come
great.
and get to know us.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time for me today.
Thank you for having me.